It's not good like
That's
me.
good. Do it into a squat. Go Dexter. There we go. There we go. That's what you're trying to do. See, what you're trying to do is to be able to pull. Pull down. Back up. I think for any athlete it's important for them to understand how their body moves and how their body functions, and I think all too often athletes don't have a good enough understanding of their bodies and the kind of exercises they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. For me, what's important is to get the kids to understand from a really early age, you know, the basic fundamentals of movement and how to get their joints moving properly, and to identify their own movement deficiencies and to identify, you know, their strengths and weaknesses, and to have full functionality in terms of their joints and in terms of their musculature, and to be kind of multifaceted functional athletes, and to be dynamic, to be explosive, and especially with us working with disadvantaged kids, to prevent injuries. Mobility work is gym work, but I think what we have to do is move away from the kind of aesthetic-driven training my biceps and triceps today, and to train movement systems, and to get athletes training, you know, around that philosophy. So, and the younger the better. So kids are still fairly functional and dynamic, but once they start hitting puberty, they lose, especially young boys start losing a lot of that functionality. They start their muscles start shortening, their posture starts weakening, and to get them to be fluid, dynamic athletes, and to have an understanding of that, and not just at practice, but in their own practice, and for them to take ownership of that is very important. I've been a trainer for more than 15 years. I've been doing functional exercise and functional training for about 13 years, and even for me that's really adapted. As I'm getting older, I'm really understanding more and more the importance of mobility and functionality, and being truly dynamic, you know, dealing with pain, you know, managing pain, and kind of not just training again for aesthetic reasons, but training for fluidity, working on things like soft movement, you know, and working on falls and rolls and that kind of thing. You're essentially invoking all of your different muscles and movement patterns. And so for rugby players, you know, it's not really important for them, you know, or less important for them to have kind of static strength. They need to be dynamic, they need to be mobile, they need to be, again, have fluidity in their movement. And especially the big lads, for example, you know, for the big props, etc., to have, you know, mobile and flexible and joints, and especially their hips and, you know, scapular, neck, etc., etc., and to develop that kind of awareness of their instability and their stability at a young age, and how to rectify that, and how to kind of carry on moving towards being more dynamic and to being more mobile, and having better joint functionality. I think that's something that I can't stress enough. It's not so much about moves, it's about understanding like spinal flexibility, joint flexibility, so doing a lot of things like articular rotations, so doing joint rotations, taking your different joints through different facets of movement and different, specifically rotations a lot of the time. So getting your joints to have full functionality, moving from the joint and applying that to all different movement fundamentals. So a lot of what we're going to be doing today is just play, getting the kids to understand how dynamic they are or they aren't, and where they're tight and where they're restricted, and how they can kind of adapt their movement and kind of get a bit freer and a bit more explosive.